Dan, I have learned a valuable lesson this week.
You have? Oh boy.
I have. The lesson is trucks. You can't live with them. You can't live without them.
And being the most famous firewood delivery service, I imagine you need a truck to deliver your firewood.
Yeah, it's a slightly important. I think we've discussed this before, especially if you are a delivery service. Of all of the machines and tools that you have to run your business, I think the most important thing is your truck.
Yeah, can't deliver without it.
No, and I think that a local pickup business model is not conducive towards a sole proprietor being profitable and living as a firewood in firewood sales. I just don't see it happening. It's got to be delivery. And this truck, oh my gosh!
Well,
it just
wait, unless you're a hobbyist.
What was that sound?
Yes, unless you're a hobbyist, yeah. Pickup would work for you.
Right. Well, I am not, and it's just my choice on how I want to run the business. It's working for me. And my truck, it's just not running right. It's not stalling or leaving me stranded. It just runs rough. And I think that's just unacceptable for a computer-controlled modern vehicle.
Yeah, you're left at the mercy of guessing whether or not you're going to get there and then get back home.
Yeah, I just can't relax driving it. I took it to the Ford garage. I paid them to tell me what's wrong with it, and they said it was the coils, with a plural, coils. In the old days, your truck would have one coil for all 8 cylinders, for all 8 spark plugs, and you could get a new one for like $19.99. And and oh, by the way, they never went bad anyways. So here I am. Ford gave me an estimate to replace all 8 of my coils for only $1,200. So I looked around. AutoZone had them, but I was told you never ever buy coils for your Ford vehicle unless they're made by, the Ford Motorcraft brand. All of the other ones that are out there won't work. They're just junk. It's an accident waiting to happen. Well, okay, Ford had my coils for $110 each, and I need 8 of them. And AutoZone had a set of 8 lifetime warranty for $300. And I thought I'm going to just roll the dice. And I'm not an expert on coils, but when I had the original one in my left hand and my brand new one in my right hand, and I did like that well-established technique of trying to figure out if they weigh the same, like bouncing them up and down out in front of me. The original ones were clearly heavier, and I would, just draw a conclusion that means they're higher quality. I don't know. I think something with more mass would be better in dissipating heat, whatever.
Yep.
But I put in all my brand new coils, and now my truck runs worse than it did before. So now I'm wondering, well, maybe it wasn't running bad to begin with. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there you go. What are you going to do? I mean, were you expecting a better result by putting in the cheaper coils? I mean, come on. You got it.
Well, I was told by the mechanic, he did a resistance test on them, and he said 3 of the coils were reading higher resistance. And he says, instead of just replacing 3, he says, the thing is you just replace all of them at the same time, because the others are going to do the exact same thing. I was like, oh, that's a great idea, until I saw the price tag. And then, so then, of course you're going to start thinking of like, well, maybe I'll just go look for something else, but it didn't work. I'm telling anyone out there, if you have a Ford truck, just spend the money and get the original replacement, get the original coils. So I'm taking my AutoZone can get me Motorcraft coils. So I'm just going to return these for a full refund and apply that towards buying the Motorcraft ones.
I'm
Ugh.
surprised with your policy and philosophy on like chains and batteries for your electric saw. You don't just get a new truck. Just it's done. Get rid of it. Toss it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, if you need to buy a new truck today, I think you go get the premium oil change on your current truck. Have you seen the prices of trucks?
I don't even want to look.
How can anyone afford a new truck? It's
No
just
idea.
beyond me.
Yeah.
And then to think you're going to spend all that money on a truck just to throw a cinder block in the bed of it. There's just, I cannot physically understand buying a new truck today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Any vehicle for that matter. I don't understand how people are driving them around either.
I've not a clue.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah. So if I had any intentions on taking my truck to a certain trade show this weekend, it's not going to happen. I'll be taking my car.
I was just going to say, it sounds like what you need is a little, a day getaway, kind of just get out of the wood yard, get down to something that's still related to firewood and timber and machinery and all that fun stuff. I think I know what you could do.
Well, let's just say I've planned more than just a 1-day getaway for this coming week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be an extravaganza, a firewood Disneyland. That's what I think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope I'm ready. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Dan, why don't you explain to our listeners what's going on this weekend?
Well, this weekend is what I would consider, in my opinion, the largest timber and logging industry expo show in the country. The Paul Bunyan Show at the Guernsey County Fairgrounds in Cambridge, Ohio, October 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's going to be a wild, wild weekend.
Yeah, it is. I had said in the past, I've gone to it a number of years, even before I was a firewood business. I think you could have zero interest in firewood or timber. I think you could have negative zero interest and still have a blast. It is that much fun.
My wife would beg to differ. No, I agree. I think if you can go there and there is so much to see, so many people to meet. That's the other big thing that's kind of spawned up in the past few years. A lot of personalities from social media to meet.
Yes. It is just the sights, the sounds. You can smell the wood in the air from the parking lot. And some of those machines just shake the earth,
Yeah.
And just the bright colors of all the paint and those conveyors that you can see from the parking lot sticking way up in the air, a flag flapping off the end of them, the concessions, the grandstands, the competitions with the wood chopping.
Lumberjacks.
The lumberjacks. In the old days, they used to have a shootout with the processors to see who had the fastest processor. I don't know if they do that anymore. What a great time.
Yeah. I believe it or not, this will be my third. Is it the third or third time? And I still have yet to have a Bunyan burger. I have never had, and I've heard so much about them. The Bunyan burger, you got to get the Bunyan burger. It's the best burger around. So maybe this year will be the year for the Bunyan burger.
That is my only complaint about the Paul Bunyan show is the concessions. Whatever they have going on with food trucks, they need to add times 10.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just, the lines are just crazy. I think you just keep your own food out in the parking lot. When you buy your breakfast or your lunch, you might as well just go get to the back of the line because it'll be dinner by the time you get up to the counter again. Just crazy lines for food.
Yeah, and they're kind of all grouped together in one spot. That kind of makes it tough too because you you get kind of pressed between different lines. It's like, I don't know.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. If you're just passing through, it's like you're cutting people,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's just weird. Whatever the food situation is, they need a lot more food vendors, a lot. Because you work up an appetite when you're there, watching all the firewood getting made makes you hungry.
Well, and just walking around, seeing everything. I mean, it's because I've walked around like the infield loop and then through the infield, and I'll go back again, and I missed something that I didn't see the first time around.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the weather charts too, and it's supposed to be nice weather. We have a lot of heat here in Ohio right now, but it's supposed to be out for the weekend, and it's still looking to be dry.
Wow. Well, that'll be good.
Yeah. I had been down there and before when Dad was still alive, and it was freezing, man. I had my boots on because all those people. Well, you experienced that up in New York, how quick that ground can get churned up into mud. Yeah, and it was miserable. But I think for as long as you've been coming down, we've had really good weather.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's been very, very nice. No rain. It hasn't been cold. I think it was last year. It was warm. It was nice. And the other big thing going on, well, if we go back to the beginning of Friday of the weekend, and I think you have something even before that, but Friday starts off, I believe, with your live stream in the morning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I have a live stream in the evening. And then all hell will break loose.
My live stream, I'm going to put an asterisk next to it because I want it to be at my wood yard, but I got very bad cell service there. And if you recall at my open house back in the spring, we couldn't even get it. I think it lasted like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We're going to have to come up with a plan for our All Roads Lead to Ohio live stream and get something figured out with that. And then that's Friday morning because then you leave straight from my place to Cambridge. And then I leave out towards New Jersey to pick up my youngest daughter who's at college. That is their fall break. So that explains why I'm only at the Paul Bunyan on one day on Saturday. I don't make it on Friday because I'm driving for 8 hours.
Ooh. And Saturday, what time are you arriving at the show?
Yeah, I am going to be at the Metza Machines and Yappa firewood processor tent from 12 to 2. And if you are there, come on down and see us.
Bring him lunch and a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, you can bring me a sandwich. You can bring me something to drink. That'd be great. No, you don't have to bring me anything. I just think it's a blast to see everyone come out. And we've the last 3 years now since I've been on YouTube, we've had lines of people that have come out to see us at the Yappa tent and then see all of the big machines. I understand that they're going to have a 435, the largest processor that Yappa makes, is going to be there.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So come on down for that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. The big one, the big red machine.
What about you, Dan? Have you any set schedule?
Yes, I will be at the Paul Bunyan show Saturday. That is about all I know. I kind of have the I'll be at the Yappa tent and Easton Made and all those other ones. I just don't really have a set schedule, and I don't like to tie myself down because just that's I'm always bopping around though, so you'll find me, you'll see me. Come say hi.
Yeah. Do you have an agenda while you're down there? Are you going to be looking for anything or anything specific for making a video or something that you want to buy, people that you want to see?
I don't really have anything in mind as far as equipment to, there's, obviously there's a few things I want to just kind of look at. I will be live streaming from the show on Sunday morning. But otherwise Saturday, it's just kind of like, I go where the day takes me. It's all whatever happens. And that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. I am still going to be on the prowl. I want to find something that is akin to a stacking machine.
Oh yes, your packer.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope there's some kilns down there. I have never once been able to make heads or tails out of the kiln. So my goal is to find someone I can talk to and maybe even make a video out of it.
Ah, that sounds. Yeah, I can't remember ever seeing any either. I don't know
No,
though.
they're always there. He's down
Oh, is
by,
there?
well, pretty much on the diagonal from the Metza Machine tent. So if Metza Machines, if you're sitting in the grandstands, Metza Machines is on turn 4.
Yep.
So to your left, the closest turn to your left, and the kilns is on turn 2 up in that corner.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed them last year. I didn't see any.
Yeah.
It's easy
Well,
for me to do. Like I said, I'm kind of distracted half the time.
I don't know how you can miss them. They're as big as a house.
Well, they're not the biggest thing there. I'll tell you that. There's some end loaders where you could build a house in the bucket of the loader.
Yeah, and then those mulchers. Gosh,
and the lifts that go up 100 feet in the air.
I feel sorry for the trees on those mulchers. That trees that they stick in there, they've probably been alive during the Civil War. They're that big. And then they just get shredded into dust in like 2 seconds.
No time at all.
No.
A lot of mulch. Yeah.
They keep those things roped off too. You really can't get close to them, So
yeah,
I've just seen them from a distance. I've never like climbed up inside of one or anything.
No, you can't get near them, but the viewing area, the spectating area is pretty close. Like you can be right, where they're discharging the mulch. You can get pretty close to them.
Yeah, I was downwind from it last time. I got a face full of dust and all. Those things are monsters. I have not a clue how you can be profitable with one of those things. When you think about how expensive they are and how expensive it's got to be to run them. And, mulch isn't that expensive.
So, but you can make a lot of it in a hurry.
Yeah, jeez, whiz. Those things are just amazing. Mm-hmm.
I don't know where where they would be used. I mean, obviously, if you had a very large tree removal company and then also did landscaping, I don't know. I just think they're cool to watch.
Yeah, they sure are.
Maybe they charge the Paul Bunyan show to bring them out, and that's the only time they use them each year.
Yeah. So we're gonna, I guess you can call our gang Team Yappa, right? We're all gonna be there. So it'll be me and you, Bob Nelson, Adam from Hometown Acres, Scheib from Outside with Scheib.
Yep.
And that's our loosely associated gang. I think Adam is only going to be down there on Friday. And
that's right.
Scheib and you will be there every day.
Yeah, I won't. Well, I won't be at the Paul Bunyan show on Friday. I will be getting into Cambridge on Friday, and then I'll be at the show all day Saturday and half a day Sunday.
I'm with you.
Yep.
And then you have to fly home, right?
Yes. Yep.
What airport are you flying home from?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
Flying in and out of Pittsburgh.
You got to book it then.
Well,
and hope the road's not closed.
I think my flight's at like 4. So if I leave at noon, it's about an hour and a half, I think, drive to Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, not too bad.
Right out Interstate 70.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna have our live stream on Friday, and we hope to get some nice videos put up. Just celebrating the weekend. I have taken a very light week for Ohio Woodburner. My deliveries schedule is very limited. And I think the only production I'll be doing is when you and Shibe show up. And I got my lawn chair ready, and I think we can do a lot getting some firewood, not only just made but stacked.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
I'll show you where it goes, and I'll just stay out of your way.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I know Shibe though. With Shibe there, we'll get a lot done.
Shibe's awesome. Gosh, is he cool? I've always said about Shibe is like that neighbor you have down the street that you just stop by his house once a week and see what's going on, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
The guy never rests. He's always doing something.
Including keeping the hotel guests notified that we're still going in the lobby after the 4 hours after the live stream ends.
He gives the night watchman a reason to have a job, to come down and tell everyone to be quiet.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with the live stream. I know there's a lot of people staying at that hotel, so I'm thinking there's probably a pretty good chance that almost everyone will know what's happening and not be too, I guess, disturbed by us having a little little happening going on in the lobby.
Where is the live stream going to take place Friday night? We're at
the Fairfield Inn in Cambridge.
In the lobby.
Yes.
And you have it worked out with the management where they like you guys coming out there. They had a lot of fun last time.
Oh, last year they actually did have a good time. They didn't mind it at all. The only thing will be is if they do receive complaints from a guest, then we do have to kind of tone it down a little, but I don't know.
So they're a little bit different than the management team from up in New York that you had to deal with.
Well, New York was fine, but there we did get complaints, so that was the differences. We did get complaints, and and I was last year, and I've mentioned this before. Last year, I was just concerned that what was coming across the live stream to the people watching at home was as chaotic as what I was seeing and hearing in front of me, but with the audio, now that I know the audio doesn't pick all that stuff up, now I can relax a little more. Because last year I was a little stressed. I was like, come on, I'm trying to have a live stream here. Let's all be adults. Just,
Right. Yeah. When I was watching it, I could tell that you were very unnerved, but which I thought was hilarious. But it was really, everything in the background was just like a drone of noise. You couldn't hear specific words or phrases. But yeah, I could. For me, that was the most entertaining part, was watching you squirm.
Well, it was because the other thing was, like, there were people there that kind of wanted to hear, when I'd have somebody come up, what the person was talking about, and then if they were in the lobby and other people were doing their own thing, they couldn't really hear. So it was. Yeah, I always try to be sensitive to everyone's, needs and what.
I agree. Yeah, and plus it's your name that's on the event, so any bad press is going to be directed at you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and I know that you have the most to lose, Dan, because you have that very high and highly regarded reputation of just being a honorable, upright, polite, caring, sensitive woodhound.
Yes, indeed.
You are not one to ruffle feathers. You want everyone. Nothing in life would make you happier than for everyone to be holding hands, singing Kumbaya.
There you go. That is correct.
Yeah, so that is what is in store this weekend. And I don't know, Dan, are we able to do do we have the technology? We had talked about this of podcasting from the event. I don't know. That would be really, really tough though. I'd be worried about the audio.
Yeah.
The quality of the audio.
Yeah, but we might be able to do a couple little sound bites, capture some stuff, and then just play it. And, I think the listeners will understand, hey, this was from the event. So if it sounds a little, canned, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be able to set up the whole, my whole laptop studio, though, just because I'm not going to be bringing that actually to Paul Bunyan on Saturday. But we can do it with our phones and recording video and then just take the audio out of it.
Sure. So without promising anything, we're going to try to do something.
Yes.
And you just never know. It's like if it's a windy day and stuff, wind just sounds terrible and it just ruins everything. So stay tuned. We will do what we can, but we don't know what that possibly could be right now.
Yep. We'll try, but we can't guarantee. Yeah. And the other thing is, if we do, we can't guarantee that we'll put you on anyway. So we don't know what's, we won't have we don't want to have like 50 sound bites to go through and then be like, all right, let's find one that works. And then we leave people out. I don't know. It just gets to be, it's a lot.
We'll start charging people a sandwich in order to be on.
There you go. Or maybe we could
probably just go wait in line for lunch. Because that would be about the length that our podcast is, and that would give us something to do while we're waiting to get to the front of the line.
Now that is not a bad idea.
I am the brains of this operation.
Oh, Dan. Yes.
Yeah. Every problem has a solution. So, Dan, I am looking forward to this weekend, and I'm looking forward to another opportunity to hang out with you and Scheib and all of Team Yappa. And I hope that anyone and everyone out there gets a chance to come stop by the Yappa tent Saturday from 12 to 2. Stop in and say hi.
Yes. And if you are listening, if you're a listener of the podcast, just, when we're interacting with each other, just mention that. Let us know if you listen to the podcast and what your thoughts are on it.
Yes, we want to know that there's at least more than 5 people that's listening to it. But we're coming up on a milestone, Dan, though, with the podcast. We're pushing 100,000 downloads.
Yeah.
That's serious.
And the 100th episode. We're getting close.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big stuff going to be happening. And I don't know. I just have a feeling this year's Paul Bunyan show is going to set a new record for the level of enjoyment that I have. Like, I think it's going to be a great time.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yes. I just have this feeling. I don't know what it is. Okay. I just think it's going to be something.
I'm going to hang out with you all weekend then.
Oh,
I can get some of that too.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right. Well, Dan, maybe it's time to strike up the band. I know you have to get packing and you're going to get into an airplane and come down here and see me.
Yeah, I got to leave early. I got to like 3 a.m. I got to be out of here.
Oh gosh. Yeah. It stinks.
It's going to be a long day, but.
Well, I wish you a safe flight and safe travels. And I have a cooler at my place. It was a gift given to me from our good friends Larry and Robin. And it's a Dr. Pepper cooler, and I'll tell you where to keep all the beverages. And I'll look forward to you coming out. Can't wait.
Nice. Yes. Thank you. And I am very anxious to get out there once again to the great state of Ohio. See you, Joe, hang out, and then go to the big show and see all you other people that come out to take in Paul Bunyan.
As they say, all roads lead to Ohio.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks, everyone, for making the Woodhounds the #1 firewood podcast in the world. And we'll see you this weekend at the Paul Bunyan Show.
That's right. And thank you, everyone, for helping make the Woodhounds podcast such a success. It does mean a lot. And I want to just tell everyone out there to stay
safe
and be
cool
and have
a great day.